This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 292, Athletic Development, Beyond Strength and Endurance, by Ross Enamait of RossTraining.com. And I'm Dr. Neil, your very own personal narrator. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of Optimal Health Daily. Remember, this is one of 5 podcasts where we read to you from blogs for free so that you don't have to read them yourself, except on Fridays. That's where I usually answer your questions. Now, before I get to today's post, we're lucky to have a sponsor for this show, so a very big thanks to Talkspace, the online therapy company that believes that therapy should be affordable, confidential, and convenient. A Talkspace therapist can help put you on the path to a happier life. For a special offer just for our listeners, come by Talkspace.com/OHD. Now let's get right to the post as we optimize your life. Athletic Development, Beyond Strength and Endurance, by Ross Enamait of RossTraining.com. In a recent entry, I stated that we currently live in what I describe as the strength and conditioning era. Young athletes have never spent so much time working to develop strength, power, and endurance. Unfortunately, the extra time directed towards these attributes often comes at the expense of other physical qualities. Speaking as a coach of both kids and professionals, it is clear to me that well-rounded, multi-sport athletes have become a rarity. There just aren't as many kids playing a variety of sports throughout the year. As a result, many athletes aren't developing the coordination that they would have in previous generations. Times have changed. I'm sure I speak for most listeners who grew up in the 1970s or 80s by saying that we played a different sport every season. We also spent less time sitting in front of a television. As a kid, there was nothing I wanted to do more than go outside to play. We played outside every day until the sun went down. Neighborhood pickup games were the norm. Whether it was baseball, basketball, football, soccer, etc., there were always enough kids to get a game started. Looking back, I never realized that all the time I spent playing would be so critical to my athletic development. Much of my coordination was developed by playing so many sports. Each sport improved physical quality that otherwise wouldn't have been developed as effectively. For instance, soccer improved my footwork, baseball improved my hand-eye coordination, and boxing improved the coordination of my left side. I could go on and on with examples, but I'm sure you get the point. Relevance to training. By now you're probably wondering how my childhood experiences are relevant to your training. To put it bluntly, there's much more to athletic development than simply improving your strength or endurance. Most mainstream sports rely heavily on coordination. In other words, it won't matter how strong or enduring you are if you lack the coordination to apply those attributes effectively. As a result, it's useful to challenge your coordination with different movements, games, and activities. When working to improve coordination, variety is important. Strive to be well-rounded, not a one-trick pony. It's always useful to challenge the hands, eyes, and feet in different ways. Application. Plenty has changed since I was playing pickup games in the street over 30 years ago. I can't just walk outside and find myself in the middle of a fierce athletic competition among friends. The world has certainly changed, so our training must change as well. One way to do so is by dedicating a small block of time each day towards challenging your coordination. For example, I often include a coordination challenge as part of my warm-up. Earlier today, I juggled a soccer ball for 10 minutes before my lower body strength workout. Tomorrow, I will do something entirely different. Perhaps I will juggle baseballs or dribble a basketball. I'm always looking for new and different ideas. The only constant is that I dedicate time each day towards challenging my coordination. I can always find an extra 10 or 15 minutes, and while that might not sound like much, it definitely adds up. It is also useful to perform conditioning exercises that will challenge and develop coordination. A few examples include jumping rope, agility ladder drills, and punching a heavy bag. Don't limit yourself to monotonous activities that can be done with your eyes closed. For example, riding a stationary bike. Instead, condition yourself with exercises or games that will also enhance your other pertinent skills. Final thoughts. Throughout my blog's history, I've made a point to regularly emphasize the importance of coordination. As a coach, I've seen over and over again that playing one sport isn't enough for an athlete to develop the well-rounded qualities that he or she will need to succeed. With that in mind, it's important that all athletes take the time to improve their coordination and all-around athleticism. We can't change the fact that early specialization is becoming the norm. What we can do, however, is continue to develop a wide range of athletic qualities through proper supplemental training. Such training should not be limited to traditional strength and conditioning. It's also important that athletes continue to challenge qualities such as hand-eye coordination, agility, balance, and footwork. You won't need a lot of time to improve these qualities, and the work itself provides a nice change of pace from the norm. Training to improve coordination is challenging, effective, and fun. Speaking for myself, it's one of the most enjoyable parts of my routine. Give it a try, and I'm sure that you will enjoy the benefits that follow. Quote, "Don't limit your challenges. Challenge your limits." Jerry Dunn. You just listened to the post titled Athletic Development, Beyond Strength and Endurance by Ross Enamait of RossTraining.com. And a big thanks again to Talkspace for helping to keep this podcast going. We all need to take a little bit better care of ourselves, and mental health is no exception. A therapist can help with that, someone you can talk to privately and at your convenience. Talkspace is an online therapy company that makes it easy to connect with an experienced, licensed therapist, handpicked just for you, and for as little as $32 a week. Using Talkspace, you can send your therapist text, audio, and video messages whenever you want, or even do a live video chat. You can talk about work, family, or really anything going on in your life. Whatever the case, a therapist is ready to help. To sign up and learn more, come by Talkspace.com/OHD. And as a special for our listeners, you can use the coupon code OHD to get $30 off your first month, and it helps show your support for this podcast. Again, that's coupon code OHD, and the link is Talkspace.com/OHD. When we look at the research on hand-eye coordination, we're actually finding that it helps the brain develop more connections. And actually, it doesn't just have to be hand-eye coordination training. Balance training, so like when you're doing yoga or Pilates and you have to hold your body in a position and you're trying to balance it, that also helps form those connections. So not only is Ross absolutely right that by training in this way and mixing things up, it's going to help you be a better athlete, but it's also helping you potentially to become even smarter. It's forming these extra neuronal connections in your brain, and there may be even a link to doing balance exercises and preventing Alzheimer's. Now you might be thinking, for those of you that are on the younger side, oh, my balance is great, really that's only an issue for the elderly. Well, that's actually not true. Do this test on yourself. First, hold on to something stable. I don't want you falling over. Next, close your eyes. Then, try and put your right foot forward. See what happens when you do that with your eyes closed. Again, holding on to something very stable. I guarantee you're going to feel like you're going to tip over. Just doing that kind of exercise can form those neuronal connections. It's pretty amazing. And then, of course, don't forget to switch feet. So exercises like that, in addition to, again, yoga and Pilates, where you're trying to balance your body in different positions, is so, so important. Okay, that wraps up today's episode. Thank you for listening and for being a subscriber of the show. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. I'll see you back here tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this show and Optimal Living Daily, the brother podcast of this one. Literally, I'm Dr. Neil's brother. If you like the format of this show, you'll love Optimal Living Daily too, where I also read to you from blogs, but cover other topics like personal development, finance, and minimalism from bloggers like Derek Sivers, The Minimalists, Zen Habits, and many more. So for more amazing content read to you for free, come subscribe to Optimal Living Daily too, and together we'll optimize your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Health Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.